Howdy folks, you on the Seek on the Speed 252 show. Scroll over to the right, click that subscribe button, and join this awesome community. What's up ladies and gentlemen, we on the MS Solutions website where you can win yourself this beautiful 2024 Corvette Z06 plus $20,000. This bad boy is awesome. I can tell you right now, the Z06 is absolutely amazing. This white Corvette Z06 with red calipers and black wheels look awesome in your garage. Here's your chance to win a 2024 Corvette Z06 while helping people diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I'm sure that we have all known someone that's been diagnosed with this in our lifetime, and here's a great cause to be a part of. You get an opportunity to donate to an amazing cause to win yourself a 2024 Corvette Z06 plus $20,000. And I'm telling you right now, there's a high chance you can actually win this car because if you enter, it gives you a chance to win. But the 100% guaranteed is you will actually helping out a good cause, which is something that is also very important as well. Again, click that link down in my description below or my pinned comment section. As you can see at the top, Seek 25 will get you 25 more bonus entries for your money, and actually for this drawing will give you a greater chance to win this 2024 Corvette Z06. You enter your information, click continue. Good luck, and if you win, let's get our Z06s together and have an awesome, amazing cruise to this.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Seek on the Speed 252. Man, I ain't got nothing to say. Darren, man, this is a beautiful whip, man. You guys seen this guy plenty of times before on my friend Beaker Street channel, live every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Tell me about this engine appearance package you got here.
Yeah, so this was an option I opted for, and the reason I did it is I wanted the engine cover painted red, and to do that, you have to get the engine appearance package. So I know a lot of people are doing, the larger covers that are more of the clear plexiglass or whatever they're made out of, that you can see more of the engine, and maybe in time I will do that. Recently, when Corey from Paragon was in town, he did add that engine appearance or the engine plate there, which is kind of cool. And actually what they did is he actually reversed it so you can see the name. Otherwise, nice. And I think he moved it up a little bit because there's actually 2 screws there you can put it on. Otherwise it would be hard to actually tell the person that did the engine.
This is like Teresa Garrett.
I believe so. Yeah.
Teresa Garrett. Good job, Teresa. I think Darren loves his car.
Yeah, I definitely do. So I may, in time, I could switch this out. One thing, when this was off, you do tell, or you can see there's a heat protectant layer on there. Right. Which is kind of the argument versus some of the aftermarket ones. Okay. I said, I'm just going with this for now. And so far, very happy with it. Okay. What
would you say is your most favorite thing about your beautiful car so far, man?
That's a real tough one, Clarence. As far as the OEM options, I'm a really big fan of the red dipped interior, which I know for some people that's a love-hate thing. I personally really like it. I've had red seats in the past on different cars, but I've never had a full, what this is, it's just red dipped, where, from floor to ceiling, it's red. It's a lot of red for sure. Then obviously I did the stealth appearance package. I did not opt for any of the carbon fiber options.
Why is that?
I'm pretty happy with the stealth look. You can start to add on quite a bit of money pretty quick with the carbon fiber options. And I kind of feel like that money can be used in other places, a little bit more bang for the buck in my opinion, but that's just my personal preferences. Okay. Nothing against carbon fiber though. I mean, I love it as much as the next person.
What made you get this color? And how long was your wait?
So this color, when it came out, I knew I wanted to do something different for my Z06. I've had a lot of different colors in the past. I like hypersonic gray, I like white, I like black, I like the carbon flash. And it's funny because I had always said I like the Nardo type gray colors that are on the Ferraris and the Porsches. And when this came out, not really even seeing it in person, I knew it would be the color that I wanted. And it's hard to tell in this light. It doesn't do it justice, but there's a lot of metallic flake in this paint. I think the more people that see it, the more people will like it as far as the color goes, and it is Seawolf gray. So yeah, I just wanted to do something different. It took a long time. Originally, the dealership that I was with, I was set up to get the very first 2024 allocation, which would have been technically it would have been given to them. It was the end of July.
Okay.
And I actually did receive that allocation, put my order, they confirmed everything, and then about 6 hours later, they called me back and said, hey, we got bad news. There's a color constraint. And that caught me off guard because I just didn't think that would be an issue. So they told me, hey, pick another color or wait. And I wasn't prepared to pick another color. I was dead set on this, and I thought, well, it can't take them too long to figure out the color situation.
Right.
So, and a buddy of mine was actually a spot behind me, so I knew he would be tickled, and he was going to get Carbon Flash, was the color he went with. So actually, I passed on my allocation, ended up forfeiting it to him, and then it became a waiting game. Every month or whatever, when that dealership would get their allocations, I would ask them the same questions, and they would call me and say, hey, sorry, it's still on constraint, still on constraint. And it wasn't until, I believe it was, I want to say towards Thanksgiving, like that third week in November when they gave out allocations, that I was able to actually get my order and accept it. And at that point, pretty much no constraints. I could have done whatever I wanted. I could have done Z07, could have done carbon ceramic brakes. And I was pretty happy with what I had decided and went ahead and said, yeah, let's go with what I had already predetermined. And then that was November, Thanksgiving time. I took delivery of the car, I think it was April 2nd.
Okay.
So it took a while for sure, longer than I thought. I thought I would maybe get it mid-February, and it just took longer.
Now, speaking of Z07 package, why didn't you get that?
Similar reasons for the Carbon Flash. This is not going to be a dedicated track car or something that gets a lot of track time. And that's a big dollar amount. That's almost a $20,000 package. And there again, I thought those dollars could be put to better use in other things that I wanted to do for my personal taste.
Gotcha. What are some of the modifications you already made to your vehicle?
So pretty extensive.
Okay.
Obviously, when you look from afar, you see that it's lowered.
True.
Yeah, that's probably the first thing that really stands out. It's pretty much lowered for this particular setup as much as you can lower it. Jumping to the wheels, talking about those. These are forged light wheels with a D. The tire size, this is something that makes my setup a little bit unique. There's other people that have done it as well, but these are larger tires than the OEM spec, and you'll see right here. You've got 355, 25, 21s, and then 285, 30, 20s in the front. When you do the math on that, that's 4/10 of an inch wider and 2/10 of an inch taller in tire diameters.
Why did you go that direction?
To kind of fill out the wheel wells, and because you can, I think it just gives you a little bit more rubber. It definitely improves the ride quality.
Okay.
Which even before I lowered it, which in my opinion, the lowering and the springs change didn't really make a difference. But what I will say, and I'll stand by this, when you switch out to non-run flat tires, it's a game changer on these cars.
Really?
I really believe so.
Okay.
It dramatically changed the ride in my opinion.
Okay.
And then the fact that I have just a little bit more rubber, maybe that played into it. Again, forged light wheels on this side. I think these are the TF5s.
Okay.
This is a new wheel for forged light, or newer wheel.
They're awesome, man.
Yeah, they're definitely a showstopper.
1000%.
It's hard to tell. It's probably going to be hard to tell on this video or in this light. It's actually a two-tone polish, so it's a high tumble polish inside, which almost is like a chrome, but that's polish. That's not chrome. And then the outer face, this is a brushed.
Okay.
So it does give it a two-dimensional look, and that's something I had kicked that idea around. It's kind of funny because if anyone's watched Mike's and Brinks of Speed videos, I really didn't know what Jose from Forged Light was doing with the wheels.
Nice.
He fed me some ideas, and
right.
What if this, what if that, and I kind of gave him some feedback. And so I'm not surprised he did that two-tone look, because I talked about that, of having some contrast.
That's sweet, man.
So super happy with the wheels. The other things, since we're talking about the wheels and you can see them, I did the gyro disc rotors. Those are high performance rotors. And at the same time, I did the Carbotech, I think they're the 1521 pads, which you cannot see, but these are the low brake dust street pads. Nice. Which I've had on other C8 Stingrays.
Now, would those go with the factory rotors?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. You could definitely use them on the factory rotors. I've had those in the past on my other Stingrays.
Okay.
And there again, that for a lot of people, I say that's probably your #1 mod you can do to start with.
Can you track it with that type of?
No, those are not considered track rotors. Track
Pads.
Pads. You
Gotcha.
would want to switch those back out because you'd burn through these pretty quick.
Okay.
But that's not to say that you lose any stopping power. In fact, arguably you probably gain stopping power. They're just not made for
track usage.
But Carbotech does offer track-only application pads that you could switch out to.
Okay.
But the brake dust difference is dramatic. I mean, we're talking, I tell people, arguably 90+% difference.
Wow.
It's a real deal. And anyone that knows with this car, and especially the Z51 Stingrays,
right,
they just shed brake dust like crazy.
Like crazy.
I mean, you no matter, go out of your driveway, go down and you know, come back 5-10 miles and your wheels are just coated. So,
yeah, absolutely.
That's something I always tell people they should do, and I've done and will continue to do on any car or any Stingray that I have, or Z06. And there again, I kind of knew I was going to do that, and I really, honestly, I did go back and forth on doing the carbon ceramic brakes. I really struggled with that. I actually had them on my build, took them off, put them back on, took them off, and funny enough, I was actually 3000 status, and I actually tried to put them back on. And I kind of always knew in the back of my mind I would probably do this. And I think in the end, I'm very happy with this. And this is, you know, less than half of the cost of carbon ceramic brakes.
Wow. So
aesthetically, you get a little bit better look with the slotted rotors. They are a higher performance rotor than OEM. And then, like I said, the pads, there's a difference there with the brake dust. And then obviously now that we came to their side of the car, now you see a whole different set of wheels.
Also still by Forged the Light with a D.
Yep, Forged Light wheels. These are their DC11s, I believe.
All right. Which is where I got my wheels from as well.
Correct.
Which is a great and amazing company.
Correct, yeah. No, they can do pretty much any finish you want. They have, you know, their standard finishes. These are brushed finish, both with the barrel and the interfaces. Previously on some of my other Forged Light wheels I've had on other cars, I've done a polished lip. And I don't know, I just had a vision when I had these built. I've actually had these wheels for quite a bit of time. I actually had these for like 6 or 8 months before I even had the car, believe it or not. I wanted to do something. I wanted to do the full brush look on these, and I'm happy I did that. But again, it's everyone's own personal taste, and that's kind of the cool thing with these Forged Light wheels. You can kind of mix and match and do your color combinations and brush versus not brushed, carbon flash, black, stealth. Really, and you can do custom colors. It's really up to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
do you have an air intake on this bad boy you want to show us?
Oh, that's a good point. Yep,
man.
I sure do. That was actually something that kind of last minute I decided to go with, but super happy with. So I've got the Eventuri intake, which obviously, from an aesthetic standpoint, looks awesome. All carbon fiber.
Jeez.
And that's obviously a very popular modification that a lot of both Stingray and Z06 owners are doing.
How much horsepower does it give you?
Well, they say mid-range, you're upwards of 40 horsepower.
Okay.
Since I've had the car done, I really haven't had a chance to drive it much.
Right.
I do think I'm feeling that, but I need a little bit more seat time to really sign off on that. But I think I can tell a difference.
Okay.
And since we're on the back of the car, if we zoom out a little bit, we'll see this is where things really start to take shape. Where I've got a full titanium Valvetronics exhaust with adjustable valves. And something I did a little bit different, I obviously took those screens out on the center so you could see that titanium.
Absolutely.
I kind of felt like that was just too nice to cover that up. And of course the titanium tips. And then the other little subtle thing that a lot of people don't even catch is I went ahead and painted the rear area. I painted this, right?
Oh, wow.
Paint to match.
Right.
And then painted the outer rim of the exhaust area.
Ah, that is different.
Yep, so that's paint to match the Seawolf Gray. There's a very high-end auto body shop near me called Advantage Auto Works.
Okay.
And I happened to know the owner there, spoke to him. He was super excited to do it, did an excellent job, matched the paint perfectly. And then since then, Trevor from the Detail Lab has polished it all out and ceramic coated it. So the whole car's been ceramic coated.
Nice.
But yeah, back to the lowering. It's lowered on the Paragon springs. The coils in the back are pretty much adjusted all the way down.
Okay.
The front is, again, springs, collars, and then knowing that I was gonna do these larger tires, Jose actually from Forge Light Wheels and Wheel Designers helped me out. He had his guys custom fabricate for me some custom shims.
Yeah.
So instead of using a 3/8 shim, I used a 2/10 shim.
Okay.
And I kind of reversed my math to compensate for that tire height.
Yeah.
To get the look that I have here.
Nice.
So super happy about that, and his help in making that happen, because I was just so particular in how I wanted the stance to look.
Absolutely.
But, and then lastly, a front splitter in the front.
Okay. Because it was body color when you first got it?
Correct, yep. It was body colored, and it wasn't the traditional, I guess it's the Z07 style without the canards.
Ah.
And then of course, you know, and Mike and I have done videos about, I took the front license plate bracket to open that up.
Yeah,
and
it looks nice to me.
Yeah, and then Cody and all the guys at New Image Detailing, I did a full track wrap PPF, so everything basically from the front to the mirrors all the way to the top, that's all been wrapped. And then they used a product on the glass called Exo Shield.
Okay.
Which is kind of, if you think about it, it's like doing PPF but on your glass, but it's a special product made just for that, where you don't get any, you can't even tell it's on there.
Okay.
And that would be to protect against road debris and rocks and sand and gravel and whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty much done. I mean, I don't know. It looks
like it, man.
What more I could do.
Well, if you had an opportunity to talk to the engineers, what would be one thing you would personally change about the Corvette yourself? If you could talk to Taz and say, I would have added this, what would it have been?
That's a great question. Having an anniversary car in the past, I really like how on that car they did the Alcantara highlights on the interior, which would be the dash and the doors. I just think that gives it a real high-end exotic look. That would probably be something I would do. I think that dresses it up quite a bit. I also think, and many people I think feel the same, when you do the stealth option, there's really no reason for this to not be stealth, right?
Right.
So stuff like that, I just think, you know, even the door release, you know, does that need to be chrome? But that's just aesthetic things for me.
Yeah.
But no, as far as performance, how it drives, I'm super happy with it. It's a great vehicle, great car, super fun to drive.
Man, well, I appreciate you for being a part of this episode and give us the opportunity to interview you and be a part of Seek on the Speed 252 channel, guys. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Awesome.